Hello everyone, News20 back again. I don't know why I introduced myself. This isn't a new stream. Okay, so food eaten, full and fat, and now we gotta solve this dungeon. Shouldn't be too bad. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but we just gotta check every single room and see how everything looks, and then try to find a way to mesh it all together and not die. Simple enough.
Not even worth my time.
No, that was way easy.
Don't get overconfident.
Sorry there, I was having like a coughing fit. I didn't want that to go over the mic.
Victory is ours.
Okay, I remember this too. Another reason why getting from area to area is a little difficult is that the ledges are unclimbable. Wow, you just appeared there, huh? There's another bit of water over there. Oh, I remember. Ah, shoot, I forgot. I was gonna change everyone's equipment again, like when I came back. Almost 3 grade. That's a ton. Yeah, gosh, I remember telling myself to do that before I actually started playing again, so people didn't have to wait while I scrolled through the menus. Alright, well, we'll try to do it as quickly as I can. Oh, wow. Cassandra Slash is done. The Amphibolt belt and the Duffwalk stash. We'll do the Amphibolt belt first. Let's see. I like the one that gives me more strength. We'll go with that one. The pink shirt is not done yet. Slow Ward is done. The only thing she's missing is Flame Ward 3. Okay, so she's good. Wait, the shoes. Still not done. Okay, Mr. Man. Rokuro. I saw. Resistant shoes. Okay, Aqua Ring 3. Oh, we can put the Flame Ward on her. Alright, cool. Cool. Alright. And he still needs spiked shoes and resistant shoes. Slow Ward still going. Waistcoat's done. Yeah, and he also needs the jet black waistcoat when the time comes. Oh, a new bracelet, but he doesn't really need it. The ribbon's done. Cool. Yeah, I want to do this off, but I forgot. The blouse. Featherlight steps, huh? Oh, she's actually done with the heels. Okay, finally. Shock Ward. Poison ward. Slow ward. Okay. Garment's done too. Finally got done with the earrings. Jeez. I don't think she has any more dolls, no. Because I sold all the weapons, right? Okay. Done. That was quick. Still wish I would have done it before I said, hey, I'm back, but what can you do? Also, that's what it is. The different, what are they called? Statues have different stones on them, I guess. Some of them have a diamond and some of them have a this.
Whoa! A water bridge!
I can't walk to the other side, though. Also, this door is closed. Oh, that's where the teleporter comes from. It leads to that into that room. Okay, that's important to remember. And now 2 of those blue things are on, so I need to turn on 1 more blue and 2 whites. There's an elevator here. Yep. Not that it matters since this bridge is busted.
You'll be rust on my blade.
Jet Blizzard. Okay, I figured out what to watch. I did use my phone. It didn't die. I mean, it had plenty of battery. Well, now it did. Yeah, I forget if I mentioned this before. I always forget what I mentioned before. Even if I stream every day, I still forget. It's just the streams are like 3-4 hours long, and and I'm like, I don't know what I talked about the whole time. But I found a new like there's a thing that I like watching. I like World War II is my favorite point in history. I love learning about it, reading about it, blah blah blah. And there's a lot of cool stuff about her online. I really like one thing I got recently introduced was a channel called Oversimplified, where they take like things from across history, different wars and just important events, and they simplify it basically, like in the easiest, most easily understood way that they can, about how those events, like what happened during them, how they came about, all this. And they had one on World War II, which was really cool. And I watched it a few times just because it's really entertaining. And then I was like, so where can I find more World War II stuff to watch?
If you want to live, get out of
And after a bit of searching, I found a channel. The channel's called World War II, but it's all put together by a group called Time Ghost. And it's essentially a guy going through all the major events of World War II in detail, in real time, week by week. So, for example, I think the first episode was uploaded, I think September 1st, 2019, I think. And it covered the events of the week of September 1st, 1939, I believe it was. So it would cover the events of that week back at the start of the Second World War and cover what all the different major players in that war did. So, you know, and it was fascinating. And then he goes on week by week in real time. So they're still going. They haven't finished World War II yet. Obviously, it's 6 years, I believe, they said that the war is. So I think they're in year 3, year 4, somewhere in there, I think. I actually forgot when the first one was uploaded, but it's really fascinating. Going by slowly. I just got to the part The episode I just finished watching was, what do they call them? Germany had just invaded France and captured Paris. So I think the French are going to surrender next. That leaves Britain all on its own, basically. Except not really. There's a few, like, scattered. It's interesting, because they introduced a concept that I didn't really think much about, which is, government in exile, which I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Where all the countries who were taken over by Germany or the Soviet Union who fell, their leaders would leave the country, obviously, along with their people, and they'd go reestablish the government for their country somewhere else. And they're known as, like, Poland in exile, Finland in exile, stuff like that. I mean, I don't remember if Finland actually ran away. I don't remember. If I ran away, I mean, like, that the government moved somewhere else. Finland, wow. It is something to hear about Finland. Because obviously it doesn't look like World War II from the, like, we know it's World War II, but at the beginning it looked like it was Finland and the Soviet Union were having a very, very in-depth discussion about what they should do. The Soviet invasion of Finland was very interesting to listen to, especially given the part that how long Finland resisted them and the fact that no one helped them at all.
You're not hurt.
Some people promised aid and then they didn't help, and I'm just like, this sucks. I feel bad for Finland. I'm not even finished and then it just blows. But gosh, it was rough. It was rough on those guys.
On to battle.
Anyway, it's a really interesting thing. I mean, if you have any interest in World War II, I'd definitely recommend it. The YouTube channel is just called World War II. You need to look it up. They also did a series like that, going week by week for World War I, the Great War, and then they did another one that covered the time between World War I and World War II. Oh, what the hell? To cover how we went from one war to the other, which, you know, it's a lot of different factors.
It was a close one, but I am the victor.
Cerberus Wave and Form 6 Dark Vortex. Rad. Yeah, this should take me upstairs. Yep. And here, this is a white one that I need to turn on. Is that water in where I'm at right now? Or is it elsewhere? I bet there's a teleporter in here too. Did I already find the cat chest in this area? I don't think I did. There's still a room I haven't been into, so it's probably in there. The lock of the sacred sealed door is governed by the blue and white jewels of the 7 chalices. When the jewels of the chalices shine, the jewels of the door shine alike. When the 7 jewels shine using, the way to the inner sanctum shall open. So I turn on every single one. Cool. Is there an elevator over here? I think the elevator's stuck at the top, but I can bring it down. I think. What switch turns off this waterfall to the left? Does this one do it? Oh. The bridge just stays there? Sure, I'll take it. I definitely thought it was gonna disappear.
I'll cut down
Honestly,
anyone in
part of
my
me
way.
wonders how good the Zestiria anime is. Like, does it cover the entire game? Is it at least, I don't know, just more entertaining than the game was? Jeez, it cost 200? So what water does this turn off? Ah yes, the one in the other room. If I remember correctly, the teleporter's in there. Alright. I rack my brain to see how this works. And the elevator's up here. Alright, cool. I think I got it. So if I go to the previous area, I can turn all the water back on. And then well, I mean, if I Alright, now give me a second. Wait, does it count the water in the previous areas or only here? I've already been in here. See the one on the other side. Jeez. I need to find 3 blue ones and turn those icons back on. That will block the way here, but I can still use the teleporter to get back to the other side. That means I can't turn the one on the left on, because then it'll block the way and I can't get back. I can turn the one on the right on, though, because I don't need it. It just leads to a single room that I've already looted. The gem's already on, so actually I don't... It's not a matter of being on or off. I just need the gem to be lit up. And that one's lit up, so that one's fine. This one's lit up now. How about this one? And this one should be lit up, and or it should be fine, because if it isn't, I can't turn it on. Yeah, this one's fine. Okay. So I need 2 more blue ones to flip over to whatever position they're not at. Should take me back.
Looks like you want to die.
I've got all of you with that. Yeah, I just wonder about that, about the Tales of Styria anime. I remember actually I was talking about the Tales of Abyss anime. I don't think I ever finished my thought. Wow.
We're finished.
But
Let's
basically there was some things that there was one thing in particular I think the Tales of Abyss anime did that I was like, I wish the game did that. It's the second town that falls into the cliff off. There's a point where that's two. I just need one more. It's the one that falls, but they're like, what are we gonna do? How do we save it? And it's like, well, we don't have to. It's okay, Luke. The town, it won't take forever to fall because there was like a record of a different town falling into the cliff off, and it took it like days or whatever, like a long time. Basically, they say. Exariuth only fell instantly because the Sephiroth, I forgot what they were called. The pillar that was supporting it was destroyed, and so of course it collapsed. But not everything is like that. So they're like, yeah, we just, and then the guy's like, hey, you know, I heard they invented like a flying machine over in Megiora. Let's go check that out. And they're like, okay, we'll go do that. And then they leave to go to Megiora, and they have to do this whole side quest to get the flying machine back, because it crashed during a test flight. And I'm just like, it's a little ridiculous to think about that we're doing this whole other adventure while there's a city that's about to be decimated. It just feels a little odd. In the anime, though, when the town's falling and they're like, what do we do? How do we save it? The flying machine shows up. I don't remember if Noel or Genji's piloting it, but it shows up because Emperor Peony called for it to come there and save it. And I just like, that makes a lot more sense to me than just leaving this town on the verge of collapse to go get a ship. It's a really minor thing, and I don't think it bugs anyone else. It's not like it specifically bugs me a ton, but I always thought it was a little silly, and I like the anime's explanation for it better. Of course, that means then you lose the entire quest to go up to Megiora, which you don't actually go to Megiora. You go to a town on that continent, but the ship crashed in the Megiora Highlands, so you have to go up there. As soon as you have to because of me, sense mana begins to permeate the temple. You release some kind of seal. Okay, it wasn't that bad. I think I overthought it the first time I played it. Yeah, because it's about the gems being lit up, so they don't all the waterfalls don't have to be turned on because that'd be impossible. It's just that the gem has to be on. So actually, it wasn't that bad. Definitely the first time I played it, I overthought it and I ruined it. That's fine, cool. Of course, that just, you know, still better than any of the freaking Hysteria dungeons. I think maybe I just gotten to the point where I don't need confusing dungeons and
If you want to live, get out of my
in Tales
way.
games. Like, I mean, the challenge is fine. I have nothing against the challenge. It's just sometimes I'm just like, I don't understand this, and it makes me sad. Although, I mean, the hardest game I've ever played with dungeons that legit had me pulling my hair out was Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I did that on the 3DS. Nightmare. Like, when they said that they remixed the dungeons, they meant it. Alright, let's just go to the next area. I'm clearly not...
Scout.
I can double back to clean up the places later. Like, holy crap. The way that they changed the dungeons in Ocarina of Time Master Quest is insane.
I feel the power coming from further inside.
How very intriguing.
Really? How very intriguing? That's the real reason no one likes you, Magilu. Because you say shit like that. Is that how this Therion looks like? I forgot that.
There you
I
are.
remember how. I think I remember how all the other Therians look like. Not this one though.
That barrier again.
Looks like we were right. Another Therion.
Just as Velvet conjectured, each of the 7 heads seems to assume a different form.
The sensation. It was here.
Well, look at that. I guess your hunch panned out too, kiddo.
This is just how I felt in Lord Forest. That must have been an Earth Pulse point back there, too.
Oh, what are we going to do with this one? Can we get it to shrink like that bug of yours?
I don't care whether it lives or dies. As long as we defeat it and take out one of Inominat's heads, that's all that matters.
Tree Therion, 56,000.
Try not to let it eat you.
That'd be very uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh, you're still doing it.
When I'm this close, I won't miss. Form 0. Double haste.
Yes, there we go. Like, give me a freaking soul back, please.
You thought I'd stop there. Annihilating?
8,000 damage. Nice.
Blast away the shadows of darkness.
Oh boy. I think I remember Crown Flare the most, just because I remember spamming it with Lila when I had to do her Crucible of Malevolence. Or Malevolent Crucible, whatever. The stupid alternate little challenges in Zestiria. They weren't so bad until they got to the point where they forced you to use a certain character. Because like half of the cast of Zestiria wasn't good at Lila, Mikleo, and Edna. Rose and Soraya are great, and Dezel / Zavid are okay. I think out of Mikleo, Lila, and Edna, Mikleo's probably the best, and even then it's like... Alright, beat the tree.
I don't think this Therion's getting any smaller.
The demon again. I'm not letting you go this time. Is that Therion eating the demon? The Therion. It ate her. Malevolence must refer to demons then.
Feeding on demons. I know what that's like.
Mommy. Mommy. Look! It turned into a little girl.
Is that Kamoana?
Mommy, why? Why did you leave me all alone? Did I do something wrong? Was I too weak? I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry.
No, this can't be happening.
I tried so hard to be strong for you, Mommy. The man from the Abbey made me strong. So please, Mommy, please come back.
The Abbey made her strong?
By turning her into a Therion? Jeez, those Abbey jokers really get off on this sacrifice stuff, don't they?
I can't believe it. That woman, she was trying to save her own daughter.
Mommy! Mommy! I miss you. Mommy!
Dying, unable to save her daughter, all she could do was offer herself to feed her hungry child.
No, this is my fault.
So, should we bring her with us?
Someone like her will only slow us down.
That Therion isn't going anywhere.
Oscar, what is the Abbey doing? Please tell me, I have to know.
Eleanor, the less you know, the better.
I must know. I killed her mother, and then the poor girl, she...
Ah, so she must have devoured the demon. But don't let that trouble you. The demon was a necessary sacrifice to bring an end to this world's pain and suffering.
It wasn't just some demon. She was a mother. She was all this girl had. Her one and only mother.
Be that as it may, those who possess strong wings must...
It's not nice to make a girl cry.
Kamoana.
It's now or never.
Out of the way, Laphicet. Wait! Have you no compassion? This isn't up for discussion. I thought you just wanted to weaken Innominat! You can sever the link! You don't have to kill her! Velvet!
Oh, someone's had a change of heart. Apparently, a woman's tears truly do have frightening power.
I'm just curious about something Grimoire said. I can always kill this one later.
If we're taking her with us, we'd better grab her and go. No sense lingering in the enemy's territory.
Hey, Kamoana. My name's Laphicet. Do you want to come with me and my friends and get out of here? Where's my mommy? I'll be lonely without her.
You're not alone, sweetie. I promise. Even if she's far away, your mother will always be looking over you.
How do you know?
Because... that's what my mother does for me, too.
Let's go, Kamoana. Okay.
That fight went real smooth. Lunar Fountain. Equipment skill mastery. So, like, what is it called when you do this to someone? It's like, I swear, Aizen's the only one who gets it. Or at least she's, I think, like, the only one who she actually listens to in any respect is Aizen. And it's less listening and more that knowing he's right. And a lot of times I feel like he's just voicing her inner thoughts. But, yeah. Like, what was it? Oscar got Goldard, maybe? Is that a good way to put it? He showed up and... I was like, do we fight him here? Because I legit forgot if we do. But nah, Velvet just takes him out. No problem. We already fought Oscar and Teresa and Shigure twice. I know there's a fight with Melchior. Oh.
Not good. The malevolence is getting stronger.
My. The effects are already starting to show.
Yeah, they both knew about this. Once again, even though I'm not a giant Zestiria fan, when they brought up Malevolence in the book, which I think is the first time they mentioned in this game, I was like, oh, they don't know about Malevolence. And then when I came outside and saw this, like, once again, that unexpected wave of nostalgia hit me. Where I was like, why do I feel this way? I don't like Zestiria, but the way that they implement its plot points, and I guess it's just my understanding of what it means from Zestiria, has me, like, freaking out every time like this, something like this happens.
You'll be rust on my blade.
And we got Kamoana joining the pirate crew. Is there like a humanoid dire foe? I doubt there is.
I'll cut down anyone in my way.
Unless it's more like a probably a demi-humanoid, but not like a actual real one. I think the dire foes obviously depend on the location and the types of enemies that you're fighting a lot of. I think. Then again, I think the dire foe is set in every location. Because like in the first area, or the area outside of Logris, I think it's always the monkey that pops up. Once again, I'm thinking of Tokyo Mirage Session, specifically because the Savage encounters remind me a lot of the dire foes here. Even though those are, you can actually trigger the Savage encounters on purpose, obviously. Savage enemies show up on the overworld, if you want to fight it, you fight it, and they're generally incredibly difficult to fight. Oh boy. This is not good. Okay, so we're gonna go, what level is the crew? We're about the 40s. I don't know if it's safe to fight that Code Red enemy yet. I was kind of hoping we'd be a higher level than this.
On to battle.
That's what I was gonna do, Ropero.
Aren't spears difficult weapons to master?
I trained with them for many years.
Many years, huh?
I would say, hey, Aizen, stop eavesdropping, but you know, I mean, when it comes to Eleanor, there's never a time when they can just leave her alone. So it's like, hey, what's she doing? What's she doing? What's she doing? I think that third cooking skill is the last one that the characters get. but I was saying about Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I just remembered something else about that game that I thought was a little amusing. You can choose what it is you want to carry over from one game into your New Game Plus run, and I chose not to carry over my what was it? My weapons, which was a really big mistake. I should have carried over the weapons, just I didn't want to make the game easy, but the issue then becomes, because you carry over your level. You carry over your level, which is nice, but because of that, no matter what, like when you start the game, the savage enemies scale to you. So whatever level you're on, whatever area in the game you are, the savage enemies will be as strong as you are. So when I ran into the first savage enemy, I was like, cool, I can fight this guy. Because I fought him at the end of my other game. And sure enough, the same set of enemies popped up. And I'm like, yeah, I fought you guys before, I beat you. But I couldn't beat them to save my life because I didn't have my new weapons. I didn't have my end game weapons. I had the early game weapons. So the strength boost, the stat boost that you get from the early game weapons are not enough. And I was doing like no damage. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I ended up having to skip every single savage enemy until I could remake my endgame weapons. Which is a pain in the butt, because getting the materials for the final weapons is a pain in the ass. But gosh, every character has an ultimate weapon in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and getting them is like the most grindy, unfun thing in the world. There's an arena that you have to do, and you have to do the hardest version of the arena filled with a bunch of endgame enemies. You have to beat them all up, and then when they ask you, and then when you finish it, you get a certain amount of medals. And I think when you hit a certain amount, like I think your first one, your like 40th one, and you're like you get 5 rewards between 1 and 99 medals. And on the hardest Coliseum, 3 of those are a unique item that you need to make the final weapons for all the characters. So you can only get 3 on your way up to 99 medals for a cast of 6 playable characters, I think? 6 or 7? I think it's 6. There's Itsuki, Tsubasa.
Hey, is everyone alright?
Eleonora. Is it Eleanor? It's Ellie. I think her full name is Eleonora or something like that. The little girl. The asshole dude. It's been a while since I played the game. But basically, you have to go through this and it takes forever. Seriously, I sit there and it's like putting the game on autopilot. And just sitting there and watching the really long combos go on until you kill all the enemies. It's really, really time consuming. It took me forever just to make one weapon. And then you have to, if you want to upgrade the weapon again, you need the item again, so you need to do it again. It's like it's impossible. Oh gosh. Oh, he's 38. He's actually weaker than the Harpy. I mean, he's a lower level, doesn't necessarily mean he's weaker. Taking up so much space on the screen, though. Like, dude, chill out. Where'd he go? Some crazy flippy trick. I should not have given up my soul. Oh, I got it back, that's fine. I'll wait till I get a 4th one before I try to do anything fancy. Like, where the heck is your hurt box, dude? Found it. Oh, well, everyone else found it. I'm just capitalizing on it.
Did
Did you think you could escape me?
30,000. Nice. So what does contribute to the to the rate at which you master equipment in this game? Because if it was encounters, wow, mastering equipment would take forever. If it's by kills, then it'd be a little more realistic, but still kind of crazy. It clearly isn't either of those, because like that recent fight, there was one enemy who beat it, and yet Velvet and Rokuro, I think it was, got mastered equipment. Even though Velvet clearly killed it, so I'm like, what does it mean? How does it work? I mean, as long as it doesn't go by one tick, then I'm totally satisfied. Like, I don't really care how it is, but you know.
You're not hurt.
Unless it does go by a single tick. But, like, for bosses, dire foes, code red enemies, so on and so on, it goes up by more. It was still the right call to wait until after the dungeon to fight that one. I'm glad I did.
I'll end this quickly.
I still love that this enemy's called a Dumpus. Dumpus. That's ridiculous. I love it. I think after I finish this stream, I'll look through everyone's arts and see if they have everything equipped, so that when I do play as them, swap around some more, I'll have all their abilities to use. It's a little weird because like all the arts in the game for the characters, they have more than the slots, and obviously the art flows have a default setting that they all stick to. And as you learn new arts, they'll slot them in to preset ones and replace them, so they're not duplicates anymore. But I think that leaves... How big are those art sheets? 4, 8, 12. Oh. What's left trigger and triangle mean? I mean, left stick and triangle mean? Like pushing in the stick? Yeah, she has. How many arts do you have, Velvet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. She has 20. And how many does she have equipped? Obviously not 20. Yeah, I'll definitely need to go through everyone's sheets and reorganize them so that I have full access to their entire list of abilities. So, yeah, Magalu has good grip as well. Eleanor. Lost Phone Drive. Aizen. Oh, he got his second one. Yes, he got his second one. Okay, and how about Laphicet? He also has his second one, Chaos Bloom. Okay, so they all got it. Cool. Oh, let's swap to Aizen then, so I can use his.
Me?
Well, if I want to use it, I'll need to build up his blast gauge first.
Take a look at this.
This recipe looks real tasty.
A simple flavor that reminds you special someone. Just who that is escapes your memory.
Scout.
We found potatoes!
You better be ready.
Yeah, building up combos with Aizen is no problem. Especially if you link it up to his break arts.
I can't even call that a fight.
Super easy to do. 8-hit combo, easy peasy.
Don't waste my time.
Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try. Eat it.
Either I did that too early, or I wasn't at 4 yet, or I miscounted. Either way, that's fine. I'm glad we have it. I'll be playing for a while yet, so I'll definitely be able to build up back to 4 again and pull it off. Maybe it's because the enemy I was comboing on died, so it moved you to another enemy I hadn't hit yet, so it doesn't count. Maybe that's what it was. Where's that move of his? No. There it is. That's really cool. Like a little tornado he shoots out of his fist. Cool. Anyone else leveling up? No? Please? Give me all your power. Another important thing is I don't have to traverse the overworld anymore, but I do because I like fighting, and the training is important on hard difficulties, and the malevolence is creepy. I forgot, it wasn't just Aizen. I think Magilu knows about malevolence too. She knows a lot, she just doesn't say anything because she's Magilu.
Grim, what's up? Did you come to share something else you found in that book?
Not quite. I'm afraid the malevolence has grown too dense for me to hole up at the inn reading. Malevolence? The hell? What's that coming out of their bodies?
Malevolence. They're all hitting their limits.
Demon Blight! Even the inn girl! Why is this happening?
They're demons now. Their malevolence is spilling over.
The malevolence. All of that energy spilling from their bodies? That's what causes the demon blight? Do you know what demon blight really is? What demons are?
They couldn't have gotten far. Track them down at all costs.
We'll talk later. The exorcists are going to have their hands full with these demons. Let's get back to the ship while we can.
I thought Rokuro was what's the word? Wearing a hat for a second. I'm like, oh, he's carrying Grim. Either way, I think after you leave the temple is when you get the trophy. I forget what it's called though. Something about like Calamity or something. I don't remember. I can look it up. I'll just open up the trophy menu real quickly. While we're there, also I want to see when I got the first trophy for the game and the last one. Well, I mean the one for starting the game and the one for finishing it. Just to see how thoroughly this game dominated my life. I mean, it's kind of like a replay of it since I've been playing this pretty much every single day since I started streaming it. Taking no days off, except Sunday. Yeah, there's only been one day since I started streaming it that I didn't stream it.
If you want to live, get out of my way.
So let's look at the trophies real quick. Let's see. So the first one I got was for escaping the prison. I got that 7/10/2019. 7/10. The last one, wow, I didn't get that many trophies for this game. Here it is, Velvet Crow, 7/29. So 7/10 to 7/29, 19 days. It's not even 3 weeks that I was just obsessively playing this game. Yeah, that's the ending though. Yeah, 23 trophies. Where are we going? Right. We're headed back to the ports. So yeah, 19 days. Not that bad. Probably would have been quicker, but I think I was working at the time. Yeah, I was, because I was working for 3 years at the job, so I definitely, 2 years ago, I was definitely still there.
Not even worth my time.
There's some more little spirits over here. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's good use of 19 days. I will say that for certain. Very glad to be playing this again. I would absolutely play it even more if I wasn't streaming it. Because like if I'm not streaming, I can lay back and just do whatever I want. Because like sometimes when I'm playing games, like I lower the volume and I go and I put something up on YouTube to listen to for a bit. Or like I stop for like a bit to do something and then I come back. Obviously you can't do those things while you're streaming, right? Like except for eating, of course, because everybody needs to eat.
I'll finish this quick.
I was gonna do that again, Rokuro.
I unleashed all my power. Maybe I overdid it.
Oh, can I open this one now?
I'll finish this quickly.
Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem!
Ah, for some reason it didn't work.
It's over, right?
Maybe I'm not supposed to do my break arch into it. I thought I was supposed to. Either way, I got the cat, the one that I skipped earlier. He's free. He's emancipated, or whatever they said. Stupid cat pun.
We can do this!
If you want to live, get out of my...
Air thrust. Alright. Back in town. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? My voice is still messed up. I didn't know the music got this dark and evil and depressing. Oh. What are you doing up there?
What does it mean to become an adult?
The eternal
Hello,
question
sir.
of youth.
Have you ever heard of the ceremony of adulthood? It's a yearly tradition on this island.
If I remember right, it's totally wild. Everyone throws bananas and oranges at each other.
Traditionally, yes, but things have changed over the years. Bananas and oranges are a thing of the past. People are always reaching for bigger and better things, right? In this case, it's watermelons. Whole watermelons.
You're throwing watermelons? That's gotta hurt.
Trust me, I know. But watermelons are the least of our worries. Recently, people have started flinging coconuts.
Coconuts? Those things are as hard as rocks!
Trust me, I know. Like getting hit with a brick. Now, every year, there are some kids who never make it to adulthood.
You don't mean they...
Yeah, I've kept putting it off myself, but it looks like this year I've got no choice but to participate. That's crazy! It's far too dangerous. And more importantly, how does it make someone an adult?
There are ancient traditions that say overcoming danger marks a child's coming of age. Some people still cling to the old ways.
You've hit the nail on the head. There are lots of old folks that sit around complaining how weak us darn kids are. The hypocrites. Back then, they used bananas and watermelons. They even cracked the watermelons ahead of time.
I don't think cracking a coconut would help much either.
So that's why you're standing about looking blue.
I'm so ashamed of myself for being scared.
If you don't want to do the ceremony, why not just skip it?
I'd love to, but I don't really have a choice. I wouldn't be able to show my face around here if I chickened out.
Having the courage to say no to something you don't feel is right. Isn't that the true mark of an adult?
Wait. You're right! Now I can finally become an adult! Oh, yeah! Look how grown up I am!
And getting carried away with yourself and acting the fool is the true mark of immaturity.
Sorry. You're right.
Okay, unplug the remote, plug back in my mouse, more convenient. I saw, I looked at my phone briefly and I saw I got a YouTube comment and I'm like, what's this for? It was a reply. It was something about Power Rangers and I'm like, what's this coming from? There was an interview for Power Rangers Mega Force or Super Mega Force, I forget which season it was, and I had apparently commented on it years ago, and someone replied to my comment for some reason. The reply they gave me was stupid and idiotic, but I remembered that interview. It's a really strange interview to look at, and everyone in the comments is saying the same thing. Mega Force, like the production behind that season was shit. It was bad. Just the way it was handled it sucked. That was supposed to be the big, like, 20th, 25th, I forget what it was for us, anniversary series of the show, and it was just
Where are we going? Where's my mom? Kamoana, your mother is still far away. Then I need to wait for her at home. Let's go back to Haria. Scary demons are running through the village. It's too dangerous there now. But I want to see my mom. Your mom would be sad if you got hurt by a demon. Come with us, and we'll keep you safe until she comes back. Okay, I'll go with you. I wouldn't want Mom to be sad.
But like, it's especially evident in A History of Power Rangers, a series I love watching. The guy went, not the Megaforce episode, but the next season, he went back to talk about Megaforce again because a lot of stuff had come out about it from like interviews and all that stuff with the cast and everything. And apparently the production, the executives in charge, killed a lot of, or any personality that the show could have had and made it like the blandest thing in the world, and also plot.
All right. You're going to tell me about the demon blight and malevolence. Are you seriously thinking of breaking the Moloch taboo?
That depends.
Moloch taboo? This is about more than just the demons. You could say it's the truth behind how this world really works. The knowledge can be devastating to humans, throwing into question everything they think they know. And so the Malachim agreed to withhold it from humans. For their own protection.
Do you still want to know?
It's not like I'm a human anymore. I can't keep lying to myself. I can't go on unless I know the truth.
You asked for it. First of all, this illness you call Demon Blight does not exist. Any human carries the potential of becoming a demon. All it takes is for the malevolence lurking in their heart to overflow.
And what exactly is this malevolence?
Impure emotions beyond what reason can suppress. Think of it as the sin buried in men's souls.
So you knew.
I'm a witch. So malevolence is the darkness in all our hearts. Make any sense to you guys? Any at all?
When you put it like that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
By nature, humans are incited by negative energy. It is easy to turn them towards impurity, creating malevolence. In fact, most people are constantly generating malevolence.
It might even be possible that demons are people's true selves, and what little reason they possess is all that keeps them in human form.
If the masses realize this, the realm would be thrown into utter chaos. That's why the Abbey propagates the lie of Demon Blight.
So I presume.
That can't be true! You know yourselves there weren't any demons before the opening!
It used to be that humans couldn't see demons, or Malachim. Not unless they possessed a unique spiritual talent we call resonance.
All your average human would see was someone turning extremely violent. Unable to explain what was happening, they'd just call those people possessed or feral.
Then what made people see them all of a sudden?
I don't know. My guess would be that something triggered greater resonance among all of humanity. And then, on the day of the Advent, all humans gained the ability to perceive Malachim. And in the following days, the exorcist numbers swelled.
This has to be Artorius' doing.
But if there's no sickness, why would an entire village turn into demons at the same time?
8-headed is the lord of the land, with 7 mouths to devour malevolence. Humans produce malevolence, which Therions consume and transmit to Innominat. But when we removed Kamoana from the Earth Pulse point...
Clever boy. That's right. With no Therion to absorb their malevolence, the villagers could no longer contain it.
So you're saying it's all my fault?
Hey, what's going on? You all look so sad. It's scaring me.
On the other hand, at least now we know we can trust the contents of that ancient book. We tear the Therions away from their Earth Pulse points. Innominat's power will wane, and will prevent this awakening.
But if we take away the Therions, then more and more humans will turn into demons.
It's the only way to kill Artorius.
Ooh, the knives come out.
So even the truth won't stop you. Very well.
Since each Therion looks different, we'll only find them by capturing the Earth Pulse points one by one.
What separates humans and demons?
That's Eleanor.
Cheer up, Eleanor. Your mommy's looking over you too, you know. she is. Thank you, Kamoana.
Grimoire, I want you to tell me more about what you said earlier.
About malevolence? I told you, the subject is taboo.
I understand that human emotions create a poison called malevolence that turns people into demons. Is there no way to stop malevolence from being created?
As long as humans remain human, no. Malevolence is born of emotion, you see.
But your kind must have found a way around it. Malakim experience emotions too.
But Malakim do not produce malevolence, unlike humans.
That's a lie. I've watched a Malak turn into a demon.
That only happens when we are exposed to too much external malevolence.
True. The island was full of prisoners and demons. And Melchior hit that Malak with something that turned it into a wyvern. Was it malevolence?
To Malakim, malevolence is a powerful toxin. We seek those of purity to serve as vessels to protect us from it. It is not a perfect solution, however.
If the vessel is corrupted, the Malak is as well.
That is correct.
So if Eleanor turns into a demon, then Laphicet... That must be what Eisen meant when he said he'd hate to see Laphicet's vessel broken.
A small crack in one's soul is often all it takes to break a person apart. So try not to pick on our squeaky clean exorcist too much,
Thanks for the warning.
And well, it's either that or we just keep picking on Magilu. And picking on Eleanor's fun.
So I rescued this poacher who'd run away from one of those Class 4 islands.
Right, another one.
She mentioned something about being hired by some chef to go hunt a rare wolf on the island.
Don't do that.
She didn't see a single blasted critter on that island, let alone any rare wolf. Place was empty. Then why did she run away? Even though she never saw nothing, she kept hearing some beast howling round the island. Freaked her right out, I tell ya. When she got back to her boat, her food had been pilfered, and her ship was scratched up to hell. She got out of there as quick as she could, but her ship sunk soon as she hit open water. Sounds like whatever's there is as smart and manipulative as it is vicious. Sounds like. Later I heard some talk about how several exorcists had gotten killed on that island. If you plan on going, you'd best be very cautious.
I think what's really fascinating about that scene, it absorbed me a ton right now, and it absorbed the hell out of me back when I first played the game. Even though all Eisen was doing was explaining, if you've played Zestiria, everything that Eisen told the rest of the cast, you already knew. He essentially explaining, he and Magilu were explaining how Tales of Zestiria works. And which is something that Soraya is taught by, I want to say, Lila towards the beginning of the game. So it's nothing new that he's revealing, but it's just so fascinating to hear it again in this context in a world that doesn't realize this how it works. And for all the characters to be like, what the fuck? Once again,
Sir, we just received a Sylph J
using Zestiria to blow my mind.
She has a job for us and wants us to meet her in Logres. How should we respond?
Let's do it. Besides, we need to see if that demon in the villa was actually a Therion.
Good point. And the Bloodwings might know something about the other Therions too. We're heading for Logres. Prepare to set sail.
Ready anytime.
Okay, now we're gonna go back to Logres, huh? The Beast Quarter. I remember this one. Well, not really. Man, we really wrecked that place. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna check what it was called. The trophy. It's one of the few story-related trophies in the entire game. Because obviously you get this one when you escape the prison at the very beginning of the game. You get this one for fighting Artorias the first time. Where is it? Here it is, the Sower of Strife. Proof of destroying reason and plunging the world into chaos. I'm pretty sure that's the one that popped up when okay, Transgressor's Chain, Unquenchable Flame, Howling Calamity, and then Velvet Crow are the other story ones. which will show up later. I really did not get that many. Apparently there's trophies tied to defeating all the dire foes. That I didn't remember.
Not worth my time. Eat it. Double hit.
Dire foes, huh? I saw the one for the hangman. I saw the one for the baboon, which I already beat. I saw the one for, I think, the bee, which we also did. I saw the one for the lindworm, which I didn't beat now, but I obviously beat it before. I wonder how many dire foes I haven't fought. Stop interrupting my combos. Man, I hate being paralyzed. I guess it's just not gonna run out, huh? Anyone else? Gosh. You guys don't scare me.
Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem.
No, I'm still not doing it. I definitely thought I had it that time. I was only punching one enemy. Huh. Am I not supposed to use any of my break arts? Huh. I definitely remember it being a lot easier to do. I guess I can always just read about it again, just to make sure I'm doing it right.
It was a close one, but I am the victor.
Soul Snatcher. That's fine, Roper. That wasn't that hard. There's probably a cat box here too. I doubt I can afford to open it, but I'll at least check it to mark it so I can come back later. Where are you, cat box? Did I take the long way? I absolutely did. I'm 4 short. Can't open it because I only had... Wow. Oh, we gotta go back to Logris, huh? Shouldn't be too bad.
I lost my mother to a demon. Yet that girl's a Therion. I don't even know what I want anymore.
Hey, that's pretty! You like to look at that thing, don't you?
Yes. My mother... Someone very important to me gave me this. I treasure it a lot. Looking at it gives me strength. Do you want to see it?
Yeah! Ah! What's wrong?
My face! It's scary! I don't want to look like that! I don't want my mommy to hate me! Mommy! Mommy! When I was her age, that's just how I cried. Kamoana, I want you to see this.
That huge owie. What happened?
It's big and ugly, isn't it? There are scary things about my body, too. But do you think I'm scary, Kamoana?
No, not at all. But are you all right? Does that hurt?
Thanks, sweetie. I'm all right, I promise.
What about me? Do you think I'm scary?
You're such a sweetheart, Kamoana. Nobody could ever be scared of you. Not me, not your mother, not Laphicet. You don't have to cry anymore. It'll be okay. I promise.
Okay. That scar, was it from a demon?
Yeah. They attacked my village when I was a girl. I was so hurt, I couldn't move. But my mother lured them away from me so I could survive.
What happened to her?
The last thing she said to me was, "Stay strong and keep living."
Oh.
Come to the deck. Grimoire says she's learned something from the book. Hey, why's your face so red?
It's nothing.
Somehow, I doubt that.
It's nothing, I swear.
Do you all remember the second verse of that song Laphicet read earlier?
4 Empyreans may tear him asunder, but so long as there is one receptive to divine power, Therion shall be forever reborn in sight of the full crimson moon.
Right. That's what I've gathered you all here to discuss.
And we think that passage means that Innominat and the Therions will be revived by a chosen one, right?
Yes, but the shall be forever reborn part kept bothering me. I've reconsidered my analysis. Suppose that instead of someone being chosen by Innominat to create Therions, the song means that Innominat chooses who becomes Therions. But so long as there is one receptive to divine power, Therions shall be forever reborn. What do you think that could mean?
That someone receptive to Innominat's power will be reborn as a Therion.
Like Kamoana.
Which is to say that the Abbey figured out how to turn people into Therions, and then got right to work.
That's...
Are you really that surprised? Artorias has always been one to prioritize the many over the individual, as I well know.
Another thing to consider is this wording about Therions being forever reborn. This could mean that one Therion will be reborn again and again, or it could mean that different Therions will be born to take their place.
Meaning that even if you kill one, there are more waiting in line. They can't be wiped out.
Looks like prioritizing the one over the many was the right call this time, eh, Velvet?
I never said I wouldn't kill her, if it would prevent Innominat's reawakening. But Therions can't be killed. Not truly.
So, in a nutshell, if you kill one, another person who's receptive to Innominat's power will be reborn as one.
Right. But the song says that 7 mouths feed the body. so there's only so many around.
If you don't kill them, the next ones won't be born.
Exactly. So we remove the 7 Therions from their Earth Pulse points instead. But then, we also have to protect them so the Abbey doesn't steal them back. Or kill them.
Sounds tricky.
We've got to protect my bug, too.
Yeah, you take real good care of that thing now. Got it?
You bet I will.
In that case, we should probably work on securing a proper hideout for ourselves. You got a secret base or anything, Eisen?
It's every man's fantasy, but sadly, I don't.
We need a hard-to-find spot. One where we can guarantee a steady supply of malevolence for the Therions.
Somewhere devoid of people but full of malevolence. Real poser you got there.
With the Abbey in control of the entire continent, finding a place like that will be easier said than done.
Meanwhile, Inominat's reawakening draws ever closer. We'll have to keep collecting our Therions while we search for a hideout. For now, let's just get to Logris.
Hey, old man! Give me all the water and food you got! Wait your turn, moron! I was drifting out at sea for 3 days! Almost died out there! Poor you! You probably deserved it! Say that again, wise ass! I dare ya!
Shut up, both of you! No one's getting anything until you pay me what you owe first.
Are they gonna be okay?
Don't pay them any mind. Sailors are just a short-tempered bunch, that's all.
Huh? The hell are you doing?
What's going on?
They've jacked up the price to dock our ship here.
Oh yeah? Some real balls you've got there, buddy.
If you lot want to moor here, that's the price you're gonna pay. Look, pirates are a liability to begin with, but calling your crew infamous these days would be putting it lightly. The more wanted you are, the more it's gonna cost to hide you. Capiche?
Hard to argue there. Benwick, just pay the man what he wants.
Yes, sir. You're such pushovers. You and the captain both.
I knew I could count on you to come through, Eisen. Pleasure doing business with you.
Looks like I'm causing you trouble.
It comes with the job. Don't sweat it. Some sailors just have longer tempers than others.
Noted.
Alright, we can turn in our Code Red hunts here. 3 of them. Then we got 11,000 for it. That's nice. Queen of the Seas, Flesh-Rending Star, Frenzied Wolf. Alright, so we can still take on this one, because we can find our way to the Gaius Lake Road. Anyone else want to talk about a Class 4 administrative zone that I can go check out?
Alright, everything's all fixed up.
Yeah,
Now to
polish the ship.
from
Do it.
top to bottom.
You really
Super
throw
easy
your
to do.
back into your work, don't you?
Why shouldn't I? The Von Eltia's our pride and joy, our weapon. And most importantly, our home.
I'm sure you've heard this before, but she's one odd-looking ship.
The Von Eltia was built by the Kingdom 12 years ago, using the very best technology available. She was designed for search and seizure operations on the high seas. Apparently, her unusual design comes from an engineer who is familiar with technology from the far continent.
But on her maiden voyage, a string of mysterious accidents took the lives of the captain, then the second, and then the third in command. People thought the ship was bad luck. She was about to be scrapped when Captain Eifried came and snatched her for himself.
If the ship was bad luck, why did Eifried want it?
Well, I'm sure part of it was that he wanted a sturdy ship, capable of reaching the far continent. But when I asked him why, he said, "She looks interesting."
She's too interesting if you ask me. We've been chased by storms, struck by icebergs, attacked by a giant whale. You name it.
3 years ago when the first mate arrived, it all made sense. To think we'd been haunted by a Reaper the whole time.
Oh, come on. Don't go blaming the captain and the first mate for every bad thing that happens. I bet you're all just frustrated because you're forced to go where they tell you.
None of us are forced to be here. We're here because we choose to be here. And we do so fully knowing what sort of men the captain and the first mate are.
Anyone can leave the crew whenever they like. We're free pirates, each of us, here because we want to be. Some of us love adventure, some are looking to test their fate, and some are just searching for a good place to die. We're a ragtag bunch of rogues, that's for sure. But not a one of us has died carrying regret or resentment.
So we're glad to help out you and yours. But you'd best not forget what we stand for.
I won't.
They're quite the crew, aren't they?
Were all those accidents truly caused by your power?
Yeah. I've been searching far and wide for a way to lift the Reaper's curse. But when I couldn't find a single thread to follow on this continent, I turned my eyes to the other side of the ocean.
And that's why you boarded this ship.
And a fine ship she is. The Von Eltia was built from 1,000-year-old wood, you know. Before I found my coin, she was my vessel. But then the accidents came.
And then Ifrid stole the ship. Did he know you were on board?
Definitely. He had pretty solid resonance going for him. Although at first, I think he assumed I was just a dour-eyed lubber worthy of little notice.
I suppose being a Reaper tends to take its toll like that.
No argument there. But still, whether they could see me or not, they didn't act any differently at all. I fought my damn curse with everything I had. And Ifrid and his crew fought right along with me. Hell, we even finally made it to the far continent.
And you didn't find anything there? To help with your curse?
I didn't even look.
But that's why you went there, isn't it?
Eventually, I just got tired of fighting back. The crew, they taught me how to feel alive. And the joy of pursuing my dreams alongside good friends.
That's all nice. I'm curious as to... Because they mentioned this Amalek taboo, so does it carry a punishment with it? Because in Zestiria, the Maven has a taboo of his own, the Maven line anyway, that they are to chronicle the history of the world and not divulge it, or else. And after Maven divulges the truth to Soraya and company, he dies. Like immediately. So I'm like, is that the same with this? Because in Zestiria, spoiler, Eisen's in Zestiria, and he's a gigantic, terrifying dragon that you can fight at, like, I think at the end of the game.
Having to go all the way around it every time is far too inconvenient. If they insist on building a big gate over the sea, the least they can do is let honest folk through it.
I get why you're upset, but maybe they just haven't been able to devote the resources to fix it after those savage demons wrecked the place. Look, those demons who attacked Helavis are still on the loose, aren't they?
Yep. Standing right here.
From what I heard, the demons who wrecked Vortigern were the same ones that killed the High Priest.
What? No way. Wait a minute. The High Priest was killed?
Yeah. The official story is that he's injured or sick or something, but I heard differently.
Then no wonder they haven't had time for Vortigern. I hope the Abbey finds those demons quick. Those monsters need to pay for what they did.
Looks like our infamy is growing by the day.
Maybe they've even put a bounty on us by now.
They keep embellishing our escapades, though. I'm honestly a little hurt they're calling us monsters.
The more they embellish, the easier it is for us to get around. Confusion and panic will only help us.
It's like, did he turn into a dragon because of the taboo? Because if it did, it took a while for that to happen. And if that's not the case, why did he? My guess is that maybe he just... Because he mentions later in the game about wanting to go and spend more time with his sister. But every time he tries to do that, something happens that puts her in danger. So maybe in the end he just decided, fuck it, and decided to do it. And so the curse just decided to turn him into a dragon. I don't know. I don't think it's specified. I could be wrong, though. For all I know, maybe there's a line in Zestiria which Edna says when he came back he was already like this. But I'm not sure. Can I go to the Gaius Lake Road?
The bloodwing butterflies operate in the
I'll have to
Empire
check on the map
shadows.
later.
Not even the Abbey knows their full scope beyond whispers and rumor. And you all have a connection to them, don't you?
Dark and interconnected is the underworld. We've heard voices in the shadows, glimpsed faces behind paper-thin masks.
The attack on High Priest Gideon. Was that at their behest?
Yeah, the Bloodwings asked us to take him out.
We did it in exchange for information that could lead us to Artorias.
Information? You would assassinate a man for mere information?
Yes. Information on the shepherd who rules the world. Not a bad deal if you ask me.
We just work with them when our interests align. Nothing more.
That's the kind of thin justification I'd expect to hear from them, too.
But the Bloodwings were acting upon knowledge that the High Priest was harming the people of the city.
You're right. The incident with the nectar was the Church's failing. And it seems that the Bloodwing Butterfly Network goes further and deeper than we had thought.
They knew about the barrier at the throne, too.
And Velvet's expertise at dove mimicry.
Would you stop bringing that up? Dove mimicry? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
There was a dove near the dock checkpoint. That's all.
Huh?
Right! It was a black, full-chested dove, wasn't it? Cuckoo!
A black, full-chested dove? Is that some sort of underworld code word?
No, it's more literal, Eleanor. Gosh, at this point it's like they're just fucking with her. Oh, again?
Here we are, back in Logris. It was a lot tougher to get in the first time.
Well, we're not in Logris yet, technically.
More funny than tough, if you ask me.
Oh, you mean Velvet's little dove act? Coo, coo!
I'd be careful teasing her if I were you. You know how she can get.
Oh, don't act like you didn't enjoy it too. I'm sure you did, right? Good little boys don't lie to adults, you know.
I might have. Just a little.
Say it like a dove.
It was funny. Coo, coo.
Is Inominat's book so difficult? Grimoire seemed perplexed by it.
Yeah. She said it was written in ancient Avarost, a language that uses Impressionist script.
I've never heard of Impressionist script.
Each character can have many different meanings and readings, depending on the emotion it's expressing and the way it relates to the characters around it. Some modest records on its grammar and structure survive, but none that say how to read the emotion the characters express. Grimoire said that you have to recreate the writer's feelings as a sort of starting point in order to read it.
I see. And you have a talent for that sort of thing?
I guess I do.
But a script based on emotions? That's as far removed from modern language as can be.
Yeah, it's completely unrelated apparently.
How can it be completely unrelated?
After the temperance of Avarost, the entirety of human civilization vanished. The language went with it.
Much as a blooming flower loses its petals, the Avarost civilization grew too far and came to its final end. The surviving buildings and ancient tools, the likes of which our technology cannot replicate, were the beginning of that end.
In any case, it sounds like deciphering that writing will take quite a while.
They love bringing up the dove thing. It is really funny, though. I wish there was a quick teleport that I could take. But it's like, if you're in the city, or if you're in a city field portion of the game, then it'll let you teleport to other field portions of the game. And if you're in a dungeon, it'll let you teleport out, but you can't, like, go from field to dungeon. And dungeon to field, which is pretty inconvenient, honestly. I wish you could. Let's just see if I can make it. If the game will let me go over there.
Are we ready for this?
I bumped up to level 44, huh? They're not weak anymore. I wasn't sure if the enemies' like levels changed or not. God, there are a lot of you guys, huh?
Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem! Eat it! See this? Hurricane!
Something I wish this game, maybe it's my fault, that I could do a little better. Sometimes when I'm fighting an enemy and it's too far away, I tap the target switch button.
You don't want to make me angry.
Laffy said apologize for losing your temper.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, let the boy try to act tough.
That's a really funny one. That's a good one. I like that one. Something that I try to do is that when an enemy is attacking me, or I'm attacking an enemy that's too far and I see another one close by, I tap the target switch button, because in some games when you do that, it'll lock you onto the closest enemy. But for this game, it's a little weird in how it does that. Oh, this is the wrong one. Which sometimes it does, but the character still keeps running and engages the enemy you were previously locked on. Or sometimes it locks them on, but then it locks back onto the enemy I was locked on. But I don't know, it's weird. It's not as easy to control as I would like who I'm locked onto, which is an issue I had in Scarlet Nexus too. Actually, now I think about it. Locking on that game was a bit strange. I could have sworn that I had a quick jump option. Oh, can I pick it here? Where are we going again? I forgot what it was called. Here we go. No, it doesn't let me. So it might take me a while to get here, but I know that it's quick to get back. At the very least, they're actually letting me come this far, right? That's a good thing. Okay, it's up there. Not much farther now. I forget what the lady wants. Actually, no, I think I know exactly what she wants. I think our quest is going to be to smuggle someone out of the capital. And I know exactly who it is. I think. Actually, I don't know if that's now or later. But we'll see. Hey, the expedition's back. Did you guys get anything cool? Oh, shit.
Scout ship. This design. Could it really be?
Portrait of the Three Guardians. A work of stained glass art obtained on Konono Island, also known as the Island of Three Seasons. The glass emits a subtle, soothing light. Nyata? What is that? The name of these three cat creatures? No, it's what this type of stained glass is called. The rich variety of colors and subtle techniques used to craft this are lost now. It's incredibly valuable. So we can sell this for a fortune. No, we can't sell this. Wait a minute. You said I could keep anything we find, But this is not just any thing, it's a work of art, a cultural artifact. Culture. Aren't you supposed to be a pirate? That's right, I'm a pirate, not a merchant. That's why I can't sell it. Simple as that. Oh, never, forget it. Never, I give up. Huh. The one on the left looks familiar. I keep thinking that they're Tales references, but it's very likely that they're Namco references too. Because Namco, they put a ton of references to their other work in Tales games. Straight up all the way to outfits, you know. The characters can always dress up as different Namco outfits. And in Symphonia, Berseria had a Klonoa outfit. In Vesperia, Judith has a Cosmos outfit. And even from their own series too. Also in Vesperia, the characters, I think, what's his name? No, Patty. Patty has a Mythos outfit. It's pretty cool.
You're strong, but I'm strong.
It's level 20. It's not strong at all.
But I'm this close. I want this. Form zero.
It's like half its health gone already.
Sorry to cut you down.
There we are. And just like that, we're out. So what could we possibly have to do in Logris?
Man, the capital sure is big.
Yeah, with historical buildings and artisans and all, there's much of interest here for a boy who loves to learn.
Uh-huh.
Sightseeing's nice and all, but don't wander off and get lost.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Don't worry about him. He can take care of himself.
I know, I was just saying.
Yeah, Eleanor is always so abrasive to Velvet, even when Velvet's being, like, as far away from her usual self as she can be. Apparently she's just not allowed to be worried about Laphicet. Oh boy.
What's with this?
Oh, I remember this.
Modulu's troupe just put on a real show. Man, it was the best. Her dancing was every bit as great as I'd heard.
Yay, the rivalry.
The Modulu?
Surely you mean Magilu. Has my time to bask in fame finally come at long last?
No, we're talking about Majulu, not Magilu.
You know, Lulu, the famous dancer? She actually goes by the majestic Lulu, but everyone calls her Modulu.
Just watching the beauty of her dance, you can't help but feel like maybe everything's gonna turn out okay in the world.
Sounds like a pretty cheerful act she has.
Cheerful? This is all a ripoff! She's just trying to pass off as Magilu's menagerie and profit from our good name!
What good name? We don't actually perform anything.
I was planning on getting started eventually, but now this con artist comes along and ruins everything!
I can't just ignore that, you know.
It's Modulu!
You did great today, Modulu. I loved it.
Thank you so much. But according to my teacher, I still have a long way to go. I'll work hard to do better next time, so I hope you'll come see me. Modulu's teacher is a dancer named Balta, whose immense talent brought him all the fame in the world. But Balta suffered a tragic injury that took him forever from the stage, and now Modulu was working hard to carry on his dream.
So, you're Modulu then?
I am. My teacher and I work really hard to put on performances that'll leave a lasting impact. And I refuse to let anyone call me a phony.
Oh? And how do you propose to stop me? Taking it to the stage and seeing which one of us can better hold a crowd?
Yes, that's just what I was hoping for.
Lulu, don't go around picking petty fights.
But sir, this woman, she...
You should know better. If you have the energy to spare spitting vitriol at people, you should refocus that anger into moving your body. If you need to express yourself, do it on the stage.
Yes, sir. You're right. Teacher, is the pain acting up again?
It's no matter. What does pain compare to losing the ability to dance? Anyway, what matters is how you're holding up.
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Then let's head back and practice some more.
He seems strict.
He does. But keep in mind that Balto recognized her talent at a young age. He even adopted her so he could pass on everything he knew. He might be strict, but only because he believes in her.
You sure know an awful lot about them.
I'm sort of a fan of theirs, you could say.
A teacher and his student, chasing after the same dream. What a sweet little story they have. That's why I think it's high time for Magilou's Menagerie to put on a show. And for our act, we'll be a comedy duo.
Comedy? Where'd you get that idea?
You heard me propose a challenge to little Majalou, right? But not one of you knows a single acrobatic trick.
Sorry. Don't apologize. You couldn't have seen this coming.
Well, you could act like you feel a little bad at least. Now, normally I'd make you guys do something flashy like jump through a ring of fire, but I'll be magnanimous and let you do comedy instead. With comedy, I can take control of the stage and keep things lively. I can feed you the audience on a platter.
But going on the same stage as Majalou, it's too much to handle.
Oh, I can't wait to take her down a peg or two.
I'm out. I don't even know why you're bothering. It's hopeless.
It's not hopeless. Plus, if we do well, we'll be raking in the dough. What better opportunity do we have to get started than now? After all, people will come thinking we're Majalou's troupe.
You're sure eager to profit off of her good name.
That's exactly the material I want. Keep throwing out such zingers and the audience will be in stitches.
I'm not sure I follow, but okay.
The only thing getting thrown out is gonna be you.
You know, I think you could pull off being the straight man in our act.
What? Keep your compliments to yourself.
This plan might sound dumb, but more money never hurts.
Eisen, not you too.
Then it's settled. Now we just need to book ourselves a few gigs. I've got an in with all the stage directors in town. For now, I think everyone should pair up so we can figure out just what sort of comedy chops you all have. Everybody?
Even me?
Certainly. Each one of you is a part of Magilou's Menagerie, after all.
I'm not so sure about this.
I believe that starts the Magilou's Menagerie quest line, which is just some of the best skits in Tales history. They're way too absurdly entertaining. It's funny.
Whenever I hear Magilou's name, I can't help but think of Magilanica.
Magilanica? Who's that?
Oh, she's just a girl who worked as part of the freak show. Talked to spirits nobody else could see.
That's her, all right. She had many mysterious powers, like moving things without touching them and divining where people
I know it all. I just noticed that.
For a time, people called her the Little Witch. She was pretty popular.
Thanks to her, the rest of the troupe took in plenty of cash. Or so I hear.
Yeah, but eventually they took it too far, and the kingdom tried them for heresy. I hear Magilanica was subjected to really brutal torture.
True fact. Everyone knows this story.
Well, I've never heard it.
That's not too surprising. It all took place when I was a young woman myself.
Remind me, Magilou. How old are you again?
What? How old would you say I am?
Well, from your reaction, I can at least tell you're not my age.
I think, doesn't that make... Actually, I don't know now. I was gonna say, is Velvet the youngest of this group? Because that's crazy. But we don't actually know how old Eleanor is. I mean, Laffy said it's technically 3 years old, I think. Given that he came around at the same time as the... What do they call it? The opening or the advent? I always forget. I think the opening was the one that took place 4 years ago. And then the Advent was 3 years ago. That's when Artorias killed Laphicet and everyone could see demons in Malakim. The opening was the first time. What caused the opening? Why did the dragon open up the first time? Can't remember. I guess Eleanor's probably close to
I have some good
Velvet
news
Sage.
for you. The restrictions on travel to the Aldina Plains are going to be lifted soon. The road's opening back up.
So, that's the latest word on the streets?
I see what you did there.
I try to liven things up around here.
Very funny.
Well, ever since Lord Artorias became the Shepherd, demon attacks have gone down. The world's filled with hardships, but perhaps things are starting to go in the right direction.
Perhaps. The demons who nearly destroyed Halavis are still skipping about on the loose, though.
What?
And just the other day, a village near Salt was destroyed by the demon Blight. Guess the capital doesn't mind, though.
What?
Don't worry about it. Your shepherd and the Abbey are going to save the world, right?
Listening to you has kind of gotten me all nervous again. If you hear any other scary stories, let me know, please.
I've got one with fresh blood, melted bodies. Oh, maybe that tale about the demon doll that comes alive.
If you're going to waste time, we're leaving you here.
Well, that's enough of this detour then. Sorry to be such a drag.
Wait! That doll one sounded really cool!
Is this guy... He sounded nervous about it, like worried about it, but all of a sudden he flipped the script and he's like, no, actually I'm super stoked about this shit. Very confused. Wait, what? It's weird that... Maybe it's just the camera position? No, this still doesn't make any sense, does it? Oh no, yeah, because you... Okay. It's just a little odd entering the town. I feel like we should be on this side, not that side, but whatever. Might just be the camera flipping about, confusing me. Happens a lot. I get confused by everything easily. I passed right by them.
When will the High Priest return to us?
Oh, he
Keep
dead
this
as
between
fuck.
us, but I heard Lord Gideon was killed by demons.
Surely that's not
Specifically a
true.
Therion.
Most certainly is true. Hey, shh! They'll hear you.
I know someone who works in the palace, and he said the demon was a girl with the head of a wolf and the body of a gorilla.
But how could a demon have gotten into the palace?
Apparently, there was a power struggle among the higher-ups, and Gideon's enemies snuck the demon into his villa. They say that's why people sometimes heard terrifying screams coming from the place.
That all sounds legit to me. That definitely happened, right?
No idea. Rumor says she escaped, but I wouldn't worry. There's no way she'd stick around here.
That's what you think. She's right here, so you'd better watch out.
Stop messing around already.
I think that's Magilu's middle name. She'll never stop messing around. Is it added here? Yep. So we got the Laphicet quest and the Magilu quest. Both active and ready to go.
Eleanor, I need you to wait outside. The boss of the Bloodwings knows an exorcist is with us, but...
Say no more. I'm sure they have clients who wouldn't appreciate their faces being known to the Abbey.
Correct. Laphicet, you stay with Eleanor.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
My thanks for coming all this way. It's been a while. Would you care for a peach pie?
What do you want?
Oh, it would do you good to unwind every now and again, you know. Stretch a bow too far and its string is bound to snap.
What do you want?
I would like you to escort this person out of the capital.
Something smells about this. Literally. Where am I taking them?
Somewhere the authorities can't reach them.
Sounds nice. I could do with such a place myself.
No joke. We've been looking for a place to lay low, but we haven't had any luck yet.
Well, come to think of it, I've heard a rumor that it's been a while since the Abbey has had any contact from Titania.
Prison Island.
Titania? But I thought the Abbey was in direct control of that place. Has the situation there gotten that bad since you left?
Sometimes the answer is right under your nose. I think it might work.
Yeah, could make a decent hideout, actually. The Therions could definitely get their fill of malevolence there.
And the Abbey is far too goody-goody to imagine an escaped prisoner would ever return to her prison by her own free will.
At the very least, I'd say it's worth checking out.
I take it our intel has proven useful.
It has. But before we go, have you heard anything about the Abbey harboring demons?
I'm aware there was a demon in the villa, and that it has been relocated.
Where?
I can't say right this moment, but I'm sure we will find out shortly.
All right, then in exchange for this passenger's safety, I want more information on that demon.
You've got a deal. Eisen, I heard about your confrontation with Melchior. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you find him.
Yeah, you really blew that one, Toots.
It's fine. What's done is done.
Have you given up on finding Ifrid?
No, I haven't. The crew and I will do whatever we can to quash the Abbey's plans. We do them enough damage, and the Abbey ought to start thinking about putting their hostage to good use. They'll set him up as a trap for us, and that's when we'll steal him back.
Attacking the Abbey to create an opening for his escape.
Clever.
It's what Ifrid would do. That's all.
They're taking a while. Yeah.
The Shepherd has a special mission for you. You are to protect the Malak Laphicet and bring him to the Logres Abbey headquarters.
What's wrong? Hey, you want to take a walk around the capital for a bit? I can show you some of the sights. But, You can't trust me. I understand.
No, it's not that. I promise. I'd love to go sightseeing with you, Eleanor.
Laphicet. Well, we'll do it another time, okay?
Why?
It's just, you know, Velvet would get mad at us.
Get mad about what?
Ah, you're done. And who is this?
A VIP entrusted to us by the head of the Bloodwings. We're stowing them away on Titania where the bad guys can't get at them.
The prison island? Just who is this person?
Didn't ask.
What?
Hey, something smells nice.
Huh?
Stop sniffing things. We're leaving.
I can't believe you take a job without bothering to ask who you're escorting or why.
The less you know, the less trouble you invite.
She's got a point there.
The nights are so cold of late. It's gotten harder to get flamestone, too.
I hear the port at Halaviz is at a near standstill. No matter how much flamestone they mine from Mount Kiros,
Oh yeah, right, because we destroyed the port.
They can't get it shipped out. I'm sure the Abbey is aware of the situation. It's not just us who are suffering.
Alright, I can turn in the other hunt that we just did.
Times like these is when we need to practice Lord Artorias' teachings. The many outweigh the individual.
Exactly. I'm sure Lord Artorias will think of us soon and send aid.
He doesn't give a damn about any of you.
How dare you!
The many outweigh the individual, right? Artorias wants to save humanity as a whole. Your individual troubles aren't important to him.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Aren't we part of the whole he wants to save?
What happy fools.
Sorry about that. She didn't get to see a speech, so she's been taking it out on everyone around her.
Really? What a troublesome kid. But really, that speech was incredible.
Blah, 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 blah. It's amazing how willing they are to sacrifice literally everything for this guy. Fucking cowards, the lot of them.
Who was that caped man?
I do not know, but his hawk seemed extraordinarily well trained.
Trained to hunt, maybe?
I'd imagine. It takes a great deal of time and money to train a bird like that.
Two very big hints
What is it?
as to who the person in the cape
I
is.
smell something nice.
Indeed. The scent is somehow familiar.
I wonder if I knew when I first played the game.
It can't be.
What are you two sniffing at?
Aha! They're bloodhounds on the hunt!
But we're talking about hawks hunting, aren't we?
Come again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse my poor manners.
And they're bloodhawks on the hunt. Yeah. I've never been one particularly good at discovering plot twists in games. I don't think so, anyway. I do know one that I was able to predict. It was, God Eater Resurrection. It was the second arc, I think. One dealing with Lindau and Ren, I think his name is. Because the game was going, I was trying to figure out who's Ren, what is Ren, who is he? And I finally figured out who he was. And I was like, oh, I know. And then the game was like, this is what he is. And I'm like, I knew it. I just felt so smart. I think that was the most fun I had playing God Eater. I could be wrong though.
Come on, really?
Because God Eater games are divided quite nicely into a bunch of arcs. God Eater 1 has like 3 arcs for each of its re-releases, and God Eater 2 I think has 2. Including a mini one. Against the QB alongside the Cradle, which is nice. I think out of all of them, probably my favorite arc was the second arc from God Eater Resurrection, which is added in God Eater Burst. The Lindau / Cursed Hannibal arc is like my favorite. Even though the final like bosses before you get to the final fight with the Cursed Hannibal was actually really difficult, because for that section you only had one ally with you, AI controlled Ren, and you had to fight some of the hardest origami in the game, including the I think it was called the Susano. I think it was tough. Was the Susano even in God Eater 1? No, I don't remember. If not, it was an enemy of that type. That archetype. The big scorpion type enemies. Good stuff. Why am I talking about God Eater? Oh right, I was talking about predicting plot twists in games. I remember I had a similar situation with
Cut down anyone in my way.
what's it called? Xenoblade, the first Xenoblade, when I was trying to guess certain things about the plot. There was one of them I'm like, I think this is what it is, and I was like, oh, I was right. Partially, and then the rest of the game was like, but did you know this? And I was like, nope. It's almost, whoa, it's after 5 o'clock. It's almost 6 hours of streaming, not counting the chunk that I skipped for eating. See, I think we'll stop when we get to Titania.
Are you hurt? Can you see him?
The camera zoom-ins are great. Yeah, we'll reach our secret base, and that's where I'll call it. Because I do honestly want to play some more Trials of Mana. I've been enjoying Trials of Mana a lot, going back to it. Simply because it's a simple game. It's not like I go into it expecting something super in-depth and crazy. Because it's not. It has an easy-to-follow plot, it's all predictable, it's all classic fare. And sometimes it's just what you need. In my head, I'm already thinking about my third playthrough, like what team I want to put together. Because by that time, I've already played as all 6 characters, so I'm like, what combination of characters do I want? I kind of want to have, I forgot her name, damn it, the mage girl as my lead for the third playthrough. I just don't know who to have with her as her team.
Fit my comedy act into tonight's show. I'm still breaking in my new partner, but I can carry the act. I'd appreciate you squeezing us in.
For you, Maggie dear, I'll do it as a personal favor, but you get 200 flat. No expenses, no per diem.
Oh, come on, don't be so stingy.
It gets worse. Our headliner is doubling up after, and the opener flubbed their lines and lost us minutes.
Playing deuce for a cold house? Well, all right, them's the breaks.
What the hell are you even saying?
I was about to say the same thing.
We're going on, and you are my straight man.
What? You were serious?
I'll take care of the actual funny bits. Just act like you always do and we'll be fine. Bonus points if you toss the men in the audience a glare of contempt every now and then. Just trust me.
Oh, hold on. This is all happening so fast. I'm not sure I'm ready for...
You'd better get ready, because the curtain's going up.
Magilu knows the audience, so... glares of contempt, based off what I've seen online, everybody wants it.
Hi there! We're Moggy and Val, your lovely comedians for today! Magicazam! We're still new to the comedy business, but we'll do our best to give you a memorable show. Now, I'm Moggy, the bright, beaming one in the pair, while my moody little partner here is... Hey, what's wrong, Val? Everything okay? You need to put some energy into this, or we're in trouble. Come on! If you've got one redeeming feature, it's your moxie.
That might be, but this is different.
I can see you're going through something right now. All right, let's take a deep breath together. Excuse us for just one moment. Velvet, what are you doing? We're losing the audience.
I can't help it. I've never talked in front of such a big crowd before.
Wait, don't tell me you've got stage fright?
So what if I do?
That's so unlike you. Just pretend that you're fighting some nasty exorcist and give it some gusto.
Easy for you to say. I'm embarrassed out here.
Don't be such a girl.
I am a girl.
That's it. Just do that, but project your voice.
I can't, and I don't want to.
You're a comedian. You have to. Where's your passion for your newfound art?
I'm not one, and I've never had any.
No, I can see it within you, deep down, the burning passion of a true artist at heart.
I've had enough! I can't do this with you!
Sorry, folks, show's over.
Well, you've certainly shown me something new. A comedy team that just stands on stage whispering to each other.
We're going for a brand new comedic style. So, what did you think?
Don't quit your day job.
That's what I thought.
Ah, now she plays the straight man.
Exactly. Now Velvet gets it. Admittedly, when she said, "Don't be such a girl," and Velvet replied with, "I am a girl," that got a big laugh out of me. So if they had like gotten that argument, if they weren't whispering to each other, it would have worked. That was really funny, especially right now. That's very amusing. I just love how annoyed Magilu was. It was like, you've got to be kidding me. Of all the characters, Velvet has stage fright?
This is bullcrap. You're gouging us just because you can.
Well, if you want to pay less, maybe you should go find someone more generous. Hmm?
Looks like they're
Again.
Huh? What's happening? Benwick, snap out of it! Benwick!
Huh? I was haggling for supplies, and...
Tell you what, I'll give you a fair price. Actually, just take what you need. We should all endeavor to help contribute to the common good of humanity, rather than selfishly pursue wanton profit.
What? Are you sure?
No. Wait. What was I saying?
You felt that too, didn't you, kiddo?
Yeah, it disappeared, but I felt a strong force coming from somewhere to the north.
It's called a domain. A Moloch zone of influence.
Wait, if it's north of here, then...
The Empyrean's throne?
Did that happen because of something Innominat and Artorias did?
I don't know.
I've got a bad feeling about this. We should get far away from here, and quickly.
So, the suppression.
It's actually very spooky.
Well, that was certainly off-putting. But our job with Tabitha comes first. And we need a hideout soon, too.
True enough.
Yeah, it gets even worse when the suppression actually goes down. Gosh, that is nuts.
Alright, we're safely on the rolling waves. Don't you think it's time you showed us your face, Mystery Monk?
You're right. My apologies.
I knew it! Prince Percival!
Percival Ilmid Asgard, crowned prince and heir to the throne of the Midgand Kingdom.
So he's next in line, is he?
It looks like someone already had me figured out.
Yes, Your Highness. I could tell from your fragrant wood scent, as only the royal family may wear it. But if I may ask, why?
Must I explain myself to gain your aid? I myself could ask what an exorcist is doing consorting with members of the underworld.
I don't...
It doesn't matter why you're here. On this ship, you're here for us to use to our advantage.
Treat me as you will. It's not like I can ever go back.
For a fellow born with silver spoons spewing out of his mouth, Princi Poo's rather laid back.
Prince Percival is an upstanding man, renowned for both his intelligence and his fair, just demeanor. It's widely believed that with him on the throne, Midgand's prosperity will continue and...
Look, I played dumb earlier, but I smelled that scent too. He wore it for us to notice. He wanted us to know just what sort of position he held, and how useful he could be to us.
He surprised me, at least.
Do you think we're being led into another trap?
We definitely can't take that possibility off the table.
When the time comes, he'll make a good hostage, if nothing else.
Not if the ones we face are after his life too.
For now, let's just make sure we keep an eye on him.
The prince. He said he couldn't go back.
I wonder why.
The whole island's a prison. It's like a secret fort or something.
Weirdly quiet, though.
Yeah, I don't see a single exorcist on watch.
Let's scope out the inside.
Home sweet home. One hell of a lot of work. You got that right, Kurogane. And gecko bumps. Our whole crew is here. I don't think there's any monsters in here either anymore. It's just our new fort of fun times.
An exorcist.
Are you all right?
Headless Knight's back.
She's dead.
The Headless Knight is back?
Monkey.
Think this is the demon that attacked her?
Another prison riot?
Kurogane, Dial. You two protect Kamoana and the prince.
Understood.
Deception!
Stupid monkey! You're giving me a headache.
No.
Stay sharp! This one must have survived the riot!
I won't improve by fighting.
At least it attacked us all by itself.
So did the Abbey actually fail to quell the riot?
I find that hard to believe. The prison was heavily staffed with exorcists.
Maybe they all just left.
Perhaps it was venomization.
Venomization?
A dark ritual, forcing demons to eat each other in order to produce ever stronger demons.
So the demons devoured each other, creating a demon too powerful for the exorcists to control?
I imagine the riot didn't help.
Now whose fault could that have been, I wonder?
Whatever happened doesn't matter to us now. We need to focus on how to take this place for ourselves.
That exorcist from before said something about a headless knight, right?
That one's probably the leader.
Then we hunt it down and destroy it.
Until we capture the island, let's use this room for our staging ground. I'll leave the prince and Kamoana to you two. Eliminate any enemies who come in.
Understood.
Don't expect much from me, but all right.
I expect everything from you, Dial. You're the best.
Kamoana, if anything happens, call for me and I'll come running to protect you, okay?
Okay, you stay safe too, Eleanor.
Let's go.
I absolutely forgot this was a dungeon. I thought we were just gonna come in here and set up shop, get to talking with the prince and figure out about the other Therion. I'm cutting my tail off and running. Oh hell, yeah, you don't have a tail. Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll just save the game here. I don't really want to do the thing. It's getting hot. It's getting hot over here, and I have the fan right next to me, but it'll be blowing right into the mic, and I don't want that. So it's best that we stop now. This stream's been going on for 6 hours. Holy shit. We've made good progress. Team's level 40 apparently. Well, Velvet's level 40. 25 hours. We can cut that down to about 24, maybe 24:30. Not counting all the time I spent eating and everything. Yeah, this is a pretty nice chunk. Let me thank everybody who's here, if anyone's still around. So of course, once again, thanks to Termillennium. He was tuning in, chatting a little bit. And another TTV viewer and hang on a second. F Topair? I think that's an F. I don't know how to say it. You know, it's funny. Whenever I see, I don't know why I'm getting into a tangent. Whenever I hear people thanking like their Patreon viewers or like whatever in YouTube videos, for some reason every single one, like 9 out of the 10 names they list off, they have difficulty pronouncing. And I'm like, geez, why do you guys, like, who's supporting you? But then every single time I open my viewer list, there's always like 2 or 3 names that I have no idea how to pronounce. So I guess it's just a universal issue of being on the internet, but that's fine. Anyway, thanks everybody so much for watching. Maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, that's all. See you next time and have a great Tuesday. Till next time, hasta.